What's up, man? It's Wednesday night. We're making a game plan for Thursday morning to day trade because right now I'm not swinging anything. We're trending sideways, and it's important that you recognize that in the price action. Now, so we're gonna start off by looking at this weekly chart, and there's some things that I want to go over that I want you to recognize, right? So right here we have the 2021, 2022, and then 2023, right? So now what you want to see is this downtrend right here, right? Clean cut price action, clean cut channels, clean cut trends. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, no indicators, nothing like that. So what you want to start is recognizing price action, right? So if you look at this last 4 weeks, these last 4 weeks you have two candles that basically had no direction compared to these two candles down here. These two candles are full body. When I talk about full body, then that means that they have direction. They have a lot more selling pressure than those other two previous candles. All right. So it's important that you recognize that those two previous candles, a few weeks ago, these two red, are not the same as these two red, right? So we have initial jobless claims coming out tomorrow morning at 8:30. Now we can very well shoot up and try to reclaim this candle here as a hammer, and it comes above and maybe tries to turn green. But in order for that to happen, you would have to see the price action reclaim above this entire range, right? So if we look here, you have this entire range here, and you would have to reclaim this entire range, okay? Now, for that to happen, then we have to have a big move, and then we have to continue to push higher, right? So tomorrow could very well be a very, very volatile day. We can have a big push, but also we can have a big push because we are under the 50 period moving average. We're breaking this trend, right? The first time we're breaking the trend of 2023, and that's huge, right? Because we've seen that in the last two times it hit this trend, we've seen a lot of wicks, right? That means that there was buying involved. This time, there's no wicks. Unless tomorrow we get a big move, there's no wicks. So if we finish this week with these full body candles like this, you could expect the next move down to first test this downtrend of 2022. And if that downtrend of 2022 doesn't hold, meaning it touches and the next one reclaims, then you can see the next support down here at 377. Now we're gonna bring in FinViz so that you can start understanding how to track sector rotation. Now, now it's important that you recognize sector rotation because you start seeing where the money is being allocated. So you want to follow the money and not be a person that's just guessing when the stock market is going up, sideways, and you're over here guessing, putting your money in a situation that is not probable for you to be profitable, right? So you want to set yourself up for profitability, right? So the best way to do that is to recognize if we're trending or if we're going sideways. And right now you can clearly see that we're going sideways. So this was trending down and now we're going sideways. So when you look at the daily chart, now there's two things going on. You have these full body red candles, right? But tomorrow we might get the news that puts us back above the 50 period moving average. But until then we're bearish because now we had this one reversal candle here followed by more selling, right? And now we're back under the 50 period moving average. So it's like we're dancing around this 50 period moving average, and it's up to you to understand and be aware that we're trending sideways. And what that means is that you have to start allocating less money to your trades because there's no clear direction. Same thing goes on with the time frame that you're trading. So if we're going sideways, you can't be swinging. You're looking for more short-term trades because there's no direction. So now you want to start bringing in the FinViz and understanding um, what is the strongest stocks and the strongest sector, right? So you have the energy sector. It's been green for 1 week and it's also been green for 1 day. Basic materials, we don't really trade that much because they don't move that much. But you could see some volatility in the energy sector, right? So you can click on the energy stocks and you could immediately start seeing the ones with the most volume, right? So we go down to volume here, and then you want that in the descending order. So we see that we have X Oxy and XOM, and those are some of the tickers that I like to trade. Good options volume. So if we go back to Oxy, you see that energy's been getting money allocated towards it for the last week and the last day, right? So let's see what's going on with Oxy. So Oxy's been selling for the last 2 weeks. You can see selling pressure, right? Then you have this small green candle. What does that mean? That means that there's not enough buying compared to selling. Simple, right? And then you have this down trend here, followed by sideways action. So this is also stuck in sideways action and stuck inside of this box. So what that means is that Oxy is bearish, but they've been getting some money allocated to them for the last week. So what that means is that you have to recognize that when it's going sideways, it means that the trend might change. If we continue to go down, then you have more conviction to put more money in the trade because it's going down and it was already going down. So it went down and went sideways and now it's going down again. So that should give you more conviction in your trade. And if it breaks to the upside, you can take the trade, but now know that you're going against the previous trend. So what that means is that you allocate less money to it. All right. So one of the bullish stocks that we've been looking at is Tesla. And you can also see that Tesla is also stuck in a box and stuck in sideways action. So what that means is that right now the market is neutral and we're waiting on news to take us out of this box and then until the next direction, right? So if we take a look at Tesla, it had all this bullish move, and then we have 1 week of indecision, and it's also a neutral candle. What makes it neutral? Well, the fact that we don't have a higher high or a higher or a lower low. So that means that it's not above or below the previous candle, which makes this neutral. Then we had a breakout this week, but it quickly came back down. And I believe this candle should be red because after hours, Tesla dumped. So if we take a look at Tesla here on the hour chart, we can see that it dumped and it would have actually made this candle red. So now we have 2 red candles with Tesla, and we have to wait and see what the news brings us. Now, trading news is not as predictable as trading trends. So when you trade earnings, when you trade news, catalysts, when you trade FOMC, it's pretty much gambling. You know what I'm saying? And you can do that as long as you are okay with losing the amount of money that you allocate towards it. So you would never go into a trade allocating as much money as something that you had a lot of conviction in, right? So you have to wait till the news comes out, the news settles, and then you ride the train that's a little slower, but a little more consistent than the one that's going up and down like crazy, right? So that's something that you start to learn with time, that this is a business and you need to treat it as one. I was lucky enough to have mentors that taught me the way to look at the stock market. They've been trading for over 20 years, and I learned with them, and now I want to pass that knowledge on to everybody else. So I appreciate you watching this channel. Subscribe and like, and if you have any ideas or any questions, put them in the comments and I'll take a look at them. And let me know what you guys think about the analysis. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully you trade safe, trade smart, have a plan, have some structure, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.